having a very bad day. I am in no mood. This
I just watched Kung Fu Panda 4 and it was honestly really disappointing. I don't believe that we needed a fourth movie. I think Kung Fu Panda 1, 2 and 3 were very good and they added something new in each movie. I feel like this movie was just weird and made to get money, and of course it worked because I think it did really good in the box office. I really did not like the villain. What's her name? Chameleon. She was very boring and I just didn't find her intimidating. We had such good villains, Tai Lung, Shen and Kai, and all of them had different motives. Her motive was the fact that she wasn't allowed to learn Kung Fu and so she became a sorcerer, and the reason for that, spoiler, is because she was too small. They said she was too small and I don't believe that, because we live in like a world where Mantis knows Kung Fu, so the fact that they wouldn't want her to learn because she's small when she looks like way bigger than Mantis just doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like the only thing she did that was like intimidating was like when she pushed this guy down the stairs, but that was played off as a joke, and so I don't really care. Another thing that I really hated was the fact that we don't see the Furious 5, and the director even said that we'd see them in the movie. I remember a lot of people were asking, where are they, and they were saying they were going to be in the movie, but that was a lie. The only time we see them is in the end. I mean the end as in the end credits, when they have this like weird fight training montage with the Fox girl or whatever. At the beginning of the movie, someone did ask Po where they were, and he gave this throwaway line about all of them being on separate missions, which was like a good reason to explain why they weren't there, but I believe they just couldn't afford the actors for them or something, so that was really disappointing. Also, we don't see a lot of the older villains like Tai Lung and Shen and Kai. We saw them a lot in the trailer and stuff, so I thought that they would be a part of it, as in they were coming back from the spiritual world, but that was also a lie. They were only in the movie at the end for a short period of time, and the chameleon basically just took their kung fu and then locked them in cages, and in the end they like accepted Po as a dragon warrior and like bowed down to him and stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw that. I just didn't find this rewarding at all. I wanted to see more of them. I just didn't like this movie. Another thing that I really hate is Po giving up the title of being the dragon warrior to Shen and also becoming something called the spiritual leader. I just really hate that. It's the fact that we've never heard of this before and they just created this random thing for this movie, and I feel like Po lost all of his like self-acceptance and the journey that he made in the third movie when he accepted who he was. Was he the son of a goose, a panda or whatever, and like he truly accepted himself, and I feel like this was undone in this movie and Po was just questioning himself over and over. I feel like Po just regressed to how he was in the first movie, and it's just really weird and disappointing to me. It's like they had to undo Po just to like prop up Shen. And also with Shen, we get a spoiler. It turns out that the chameleon actually took Shen in when she was like younger and was training her for like whatever purpose. I don't know if it was to steal the staff or for something else, and stealing the staff was just a part of it. But yeah, I really don't like her. She doesn't have any chemistry with Po, and it's just really strange and forced. In the end they become friends and whatever, but I just really didn't see any chemistry with her throughout the movie. I feel like Tigress and Po, they didn't really like each other at first and eventually they warmed up to each other. I feel like Tigress tends to hide her feelings, but I feel like over the course of the different movies you can see her like warming up to Po and eventually like becoming good friends. I feel like this friendship with Shen just seems really forced, and I really don't think she deserved the title of Dragon Warrior. It was just very strange to me. After watching Puss in Boots, it did come out like maybe in 2022. The animation was so fluid, unique and like amazing. It felt really original and I was really looking forward to Kung Fu Panda 4 being like that for some reason. I really had like some high hopes for the animation, although the story was, you know, a little boring, but I really didn't like the animation all that much in this. It was a little flat, boring and safe, repetitive, but good nonetheless. The pacing in this movie was so fast. It was like they were hitting you with information over and over and just trying to cram it into this little space. I really felt like everything was going so fast. First, we find out that Po has to stop being the Dragon Warrior, which again I say made no sense because throughout all 3 movies you thought that this was like one title and he was going to be the Dragon Warrior forever. Or maybe it was just me, I thought that he would die and then someone else would become the Dragon Warrior. But then we find out he has to give up the title, then he has to progress to a spiritual leader, then he has to find an apprentice. There's like a trial or whatever to find a new apprentice, game or competition to find one. He doesn't like them. Then Shen gets in trouble for some reason for stealing something, which I feel like was the chameleon's plan. Then the chameleon disguises herself as Tai Lung and she goes to this village or something, and then she tells them that she's going to destroy the village and she's back to take her rightful place as the Dragon Warrior and destroy Po. And this is what sets in motion Shen telling Po about the chameleon and them going on the journey to like find her, which again I think is part of the trap to, get the staff of wisdom or whatever. Also, talking about the staff of wisdom, he only uses it twice, and also Shen gets to use it for some stupid reason. The first time he uses it is on these random people in a bar who were trying to fight him, but at the same time I feel like using the staff was just going overboard. Yeah, and I think that was it. The movie was disappointing. It was still fun, as just something to watch in your spare time, but I think the first 3 movies added something new and those were really fun. I didn't like this movie very much, and I feel like this was just an introduction to a character I didn't like. Shen, I feel like she's going to be in other movies if we do have other movies in the future, but that's about it. The chameleon was pretty boring. She was not an entertaining villain. I didn't like her backstory, although we didn't really get much of a backstory. I'm really upset that we didn't see a lot of the Furious 5, and I feel like this movie was very lacking. Yes, it was fun as I said, but not much else. So tell me what you guys think about the movie in the comments. Did you like the chameleon? Did you like Shen? Did you think that this movie was needed? Tell me down below. Bye.